Hi Niina.
Hi.
Hi Anita.
Hi.
So we're here in Hong Kong. What has brought you to Hong Kong?
I am here to apply for a PhD position. I don't know if it's happening right now or maybe next year, but I want to stick to the department where I'm going to apply. And so I came here, and that is the main reason. And I like Hong Kong, it's my second time here, so another reason.
That's cool.
It's also my second time here, and I'm an exchange student for 1 semester.
Why do you like Hong Kong so much? To come back for the second time?
It's the same reason as the first question, basically. No, I like Hong Kong itself because it's a 64% national park, so there is a lot of nature. Unfortunately, it's famous for the only 3 MTR stops in which you can see any tree anywhere, but generally Hong Kong has a lot of nature, a lot of landscapes and beach and trails too, and I really like it. And it's not something that I can really describe any further because it's a feeling that the city gives you. It's not. I have some material reason like the landscape and trails and so on. But after all, it's the feeling that I have being here that is positive and that makes me feel like, hey, I can do a PhD here, which is not.
I'm here for educational reasons. I want to see how the system works, the education system, and get to know the local students. I met already some the last year I was here on a voluntary work camp, but now I want to know how they learn, how they study, which seems to be something different than in Europe or in Finland. And also I think Hong Kong is perfect combination of big city and nature. As you said, it's a good thing.
Oh, we are volunteering together, by the way.
Yeah.
Where are you volunteering?
For SCI, Service Civil International.
What does SGI do?
They prepare and they match and place volunteers all over the world, and the main purpose in that moment was we destroyed Europe being one against each other, so we should stay together like in a work camp, in a work camp and try to rebuild what we destroyed. This was the main story. I remember the first work camp was with French people, a Belgian person, and Germans. Yeah, and then spread, and now it's everywhere.
Can all countries in the world work together to
Do you think
help
it's
each other
possible?
and create a better world?
Oh yeah. Yeah, why not? We never did it. It's a new thing to try. We should try.
If 2 sides come halfway both, everything is possible. Yeah.
Look, we are kind of this thing. I mean, I'm Italian. She's Finnish. If
Yeah.
we can.
Yeah, if we can do it.
We start.
How can we help countries to work together?
I think the original assessment of SCI is a winning one. Like you notice that there is something broken, and you see that this broken thing has been broken by 2 people or 2 countries. It doesn't matter. And you ask those 2 people or 2 countries to work together to rebuild and understand together why it's important that this thing has not to be broken. And this thing can be environment, this thing can be, for example, ethnicities, minorities, or a building. Even there are work camps about old buildings that have to be rebuilt and you help them, or there are communities who are split and they try to let them talk together again.
So it's about communication.
Yeah.
How to make it work, it's to communicate.
Yeah.
And to be able to understand each other, you need some communication, and that's why you have to come halfway to meet the other and then have a common goal like the work camps, they have a goal to help the community, the local community, the people, and that's the way you make it work.
And it kind of works. I mean, to my experience, I have been volunteering for 3 years now in different occasions, different ways. I've been a volunteer or a camp leader myself in work camps, and it's kind of always, it's like a utopia coming true, because for my experience, it works all the time. Even when the first day you see that there are a lot of problems in communication, for example, or in getting in touch to the local community, any kind of problem that you have in the beginning, some way it solved itself during the work camp. This is to my short experience.
So you're studying education, and we've been talking about communication and like people getting together and sharing knowledge. So do you think like the vegan videos and outreach work should be free to everyone and should be taught in schools? And like all the movies that are created should be all free as well?
Yeah, I mean, usually I think like education should be free, and so also the things that you use for education should be free for the students, like the videos, to show the videos for the students. I do understand and I respect the copyrights and so on, but I don't know how to solve this thing. Okay, it's good if the school can provide these kind of costs if you use the material. But I think also to make people aware, for example, about veganism is, who is gonna buy a video for 20 whatever currency, 20 euros, for example, about how it looks like to kill a cow and take everything, or just if you show it for free, more people will see it for sure.
What is it like being vegan in Hong Kong?
Good question. It depends on how long you stay in Hong Kong and what kind of vegan are you, because vegan is not one thing, it's many things. You can be a nasty vegan or you eat in
Strict one,
flexible. Yeah, religious like vegan, like if you can eat something that has been in contact with meat, everything is more easy, because the soup here are like all meat based, almost all. So you can decide not to have soup. That is an idea. Or sometimes the vegan option is asking if you want that you want something without the meat. But normally they would have it already prepared, so they would take the meat off for you, but the contact has been there in general. But if you go to vegan restaurants or vegetarian restaurants that are kind of spread,
like we saw now.
Yeah, like in that case you are pretty sure. But if you are no soy vegan, you are not sure at all. I mean, they put soy everything in those kind of places. So yeah, it depends on your elasticity. I don't know. I'm inventing words. On how flexible are you, on your flexibility, and yeah, I think it's. And if you're an organic vegan, as I told you before, good luck. Good luck.
I think to be a vegan in Hong Kong requires some skills.
Yeah, communication skill again.
Yeah, the
again.
language can be a big problem. And the second, that if by religion you can explain a lot to be a vegan or be a vegetarian. It's easier if you say the reason is religious. Otherwise, you have to explain a lot. Why.
Or even health. They get perfectly when you say no, because my doctor said that meat is bad for me.
If a doctor said, but if it's just your own observation, then it's not enough. But if a doctor says, then it makes more sense. I mean, this is just to explain people, but otherwise, I mean, you can find there are a lot of vegetables and fruits and everything. You can find food if you like to cook and you can cook.
Yeah,
It makes sense, and you have the kitchen, like you said. Yeah, if you have a kitchen, it's easier. Like I cook most of my meals by myself. I don't go to the campus cafeteria because the vegetarian, maybe not vegan options are really bad, and they try to be some Western whatever, but it's something I have never seen before. So the food is horrible, and I don't think it's very healthy.
Oh yeah. And if you're a healthy vegan, yeah, maybe trouble.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on how long you stay, because if you stay for a week or 2 weeks, it's totally okay. But if you live here, then it becomes tricky. Yeah, you have to pay attention.
So why did you two become vegan?
Vegan, I saw this video. I still don't remember the guy's name.
Gary Europe.
Gary, yeah, I saw the video, and then I was crying from the halfway to the end and saying why people are doing this. And so from that day I started to feel like I really don't want to put anything inside me what comes from an animal in the milk. But so slowly I finished all my milk products or whatever. I gave some to my friends, and then I stopped buying just those, and then some products I still eat, like bread or stuff. If I'm really hungry, I can't find anything else. I'm not gonna starve to death. I have to get some food. So from that moment, it was this spring that I saw the video, I really started to be vegan. And before that, I was vegetarian for one year or less than that, 2 years. It was also one process, but
My story is very long. I'm so sorry.
Once upon a time.
You can, yeah, really. It starts in 1999. You know the story. Yeah, because in 1999 I was in the summer between the elementary school and in junior high school. So you don't have homeworks because you are changing school. So during the summer I was really free and enjoying a lot my time, and I end up reading newspapers because you know in Italy when you go to the seaside there are 2 crucial hours in the afternoon when you have to shut up if you're a kid and you have to stay inside because the sun is too strong and people are complaining because they stay. Yeah, so I was reading this newspaper and there was an article about Coca-Cola company. You will be sued for that, and and they were saying that the Amazon forest was threatened by Coca-Cola company firm because they were cutting trees in order to make a new implant, a new building of them, and there were all the pictures of the endangered species of animals of that area or of Amazon. So and it made totally sense for me to quit drinking Coca-Cola. I was 10 at the time, and I said, oh, all these little monkeys. I was in love with monkeys in that period, and I said, oh, these little monkeys are losing their home, and I don't want to contribute. So I quit Coca-Cola when I was 10. For mainly the same reason I quit with McDonald's and Burger King and all the kind of fast food when I was 13 years old. Still because of an article on newspaper, and then I realized that all these firms that I was boycotting, and I didn't even know the word, but I was doing that. They were corporations, so the enemy was corporation, and I started getting along with the definition of corporation, and I quit with corporations, and mostly because of environmental reasons. And then I got in touch with the fact that the meat industry is the most polluting in the world. It is 51% of CO2 emissions are caused by meat industry. And then I said, so it makes totally sense to quit with meat. But unfortunately, my mom is from the south of Italy, and which means that if you don't eat meat, you die. And I was dying already because I'm skinny, and if you're skinny, you're ill. So it would have been a big problem for me. So what I did, I started being vegetarian out of my house, or being vegetarian when they were not around checking for what I was eating. Yeah, and I was 16 at the time, and my friend became vegetarian too. So I mean, it was kind of a couple friendship thing. And when I turned 18, I went to the doctor and I said, you know, I want to go vegetarian. And he said, oh, this is amazing. You will never get sick anymore. And I totally support you in that. So we made a plan, a transition plan together. And I went to my parents and said, and I came out like with this big vegetarian thing, and it was for 4 years and a half. Each meal was a tragedy. Each meal, like breakfast included, because you're not eating meat. Mom, it's breakfast. You're not eating meat. Yeah, but I didn't quit, and I've been vegetarian for 7 years. And then for the same reason, in the meanwhile, I started understanding that it was not environmental issue only, but I was affecting many other aspects, like social issues, the water consumption, which is still environmentalist, and I was very happy not to harm animals with my diet. In my idea, then I understood that dairy products come from meat industry as well. So I made the connection along the way, and in this last year I've been transitioning, and now it's a month since I am vegan, but mom and dad don't know.
This is your coming out story.
This video, we will send this
No,
to them.
because they don't talk in English. So they will look at the video.
They say, oh, I'm so proud of my daughter.
Yeah, look, I'm on TV, but you don't understand that I'm vegan. That is so.
Do you think there'll ever be a point where you think your parents would think about being vegan?
Actually, I noticed in this, after they say, okay, after 4 years and a half, they said, okay, we accept this thing. I went home like regularly, not on a monthly basis, more or less, and I noticed that the fridge was slightly changing, and yeah, and they started going organic, and they were eating less meat and different quality meat, not industrial, very processed, but even organic meat sometimes. And now my sister, she's 16 and she wants to turn vegetarian too. So the family is transitioning very slowly.
Yeah.
My father told me, yeah, I think I could do it one day, but I don't know how to tell it to your mom. The mom is the... And yeah, so I think they are more aware, for sure. And sometimes they read something and they tell me, you know, meat consumption does this, and that. And I say, yeah, I know. That's why they are more curious about it. And that is always good.
Definitely. What about your family and friends? Do you think they'll be vegan one day?
I don't think so. But they don't really question my choices. So they just say, okay, we try to make something for you, or I cook something for me and for everyone, and they eat together what I cook, what I can eat. It's not a problem. They don't go against me like. Yeah. But it took time, but I think I won in the end.
So do you have any tips for people that want to go vegan?
Take your time. It's not compulsory to be vegan in a snap. It's always good to do it for many reasons, and you will have your own reason, and they will be enough. Because sometimes people think that because you're vegan, you have to be vegan and you have to be so well educated, and it's not compulsory. You can be your kind of vegan, and
don't be so harsh on yourself. If you can be pure vegan immediately, it doesn't mean you are a bad person. You just take your time and find your way.
nobody will take off your vegan license.
Yeah.
Do you have any tips for people that want to be vegan in Hong Kong?
Advertisement. Download Happy Cow. That would change your life. That would change your life. And plus, I can make something for you later. I can write on a piece of paper the symbols, the character of meat, fish, dairy, and eggs in Chinese, so you can show it like that and do a cross which means not, and that could help when you go around.
Because sometimes you can explain in English or be understood what you mean by I don't eat meat.
Or
I
even
don't
read
eat
the
egg.
menu.
Sometimes.
Just to be sure as much as possible that what you're ordering doesn't contain meat or fish.
Yeah, because the concept of even vegetarian food is not really understood.
It's flexible. Yes, kind of flexible.
That's great. Thank you.
Thank you.